Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Bright and early out here. I'm getting ready to, as soon as I finish doing this, go out and start harvesting some potatoes. It's that time for us to start picking things. I don't know about you guys, but I actually got my peaches yesterday. Got some that were ripe, delicious. Peppers, onions, more onions. A few tomatoes, cherry tomatoes are starting to turn red, things like that. But today's potato picking day. So there's some work coming. That's why I'm going to do it early in the morning before it gets too hot because we're all dealing with this heat. But it brings up something that's very important to know that ironically we talked about, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, saying, get ready for this, and everybody else ignored it. And it turns out, as usual, the prepping community was right. We have a grain shortage in this country, whether or not anybody cares to believe it. Now I want to read something. This was put out by the USDA this morning. I want you to hear this. As of 8 July 2023, there are no nationwide shortages of food in the United States. I'll agree. Although the inventory of certain foods at grocery stores might be temporarily low before stores can restock. Food production and manufacturing are widely dispersed throughout the United States, and there is currently no widespread disruptions reported in the supply chain. The U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Food and Drug Administration are closely monitoring the food supply chain for any shortages in collaboration with industry and federal and state partners. Experts speculate that there could be a significant global cereal grain supply shortage as early as 2023, causing a struggle to obtain the necessary ingredients to make bread, resulting in bread shortages in 2023. That came out this morning. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of on the ground, boots on the ground experience. Y'all know Mr. and Mrs. Mountaintop Preps, okay? Friends of mine, part of my mag, whole 9 yards, all right? They ordered a couple of 100 pounds, or tried to order a couple of 100 pounds of wheat berries last weekend. They went to 3 places that said they could get none. They found a 4th place, said, no problem, we can get some. Yesterday, I heard from the missus that their order for red wheat was canceled altogether and replaced with white wheat. And she basically took everything that they could get and talked to the cashier, and the cashier, or whoever was at the store, I guess just we'll say employee, called a couple of their distributors and asked why the orders kept getting canceled, not even put on back order. And she was told by the distributors in the Midwest, where the wheat is grown, okay, that there isn't any, and they don't know when they're going to get any. It's July, guys, okay? We have a massive wheat shortage at the moment. How much did we send to China? Oh, I don't know. How much did we send to Ukraine? I don't know. Remember, there's a war going on in Ukraine, and that's where all the grain comes from for Europe. So how much have we sent to Europe? So we are seeing a significant shortage in wheat, or basically none, which means give it a month. Go see what flour costs, okay? I get some if you don't have a lot stocked up, depending on what you use. If you eat a lot of bread, you better learn how to bake it, okay? You better have a lot of flour or a lot of wheat berries already put back, because it's going to be hard, if not impossible, to find here very soon. Now, the other one I talked about, and I want you to think about this for a second, was the corn crop. Okay? Same effect. Bad weather, droughts, or floods which destroyed the wheat crop, is also destroying the corn crop. Now, I want you to think about this. What do you make out of wheat? Bread, pasta, pretty much. That covers your wheat. I mean, yes, sure, it's used as filler in foods and things like that. But let's talk about what corn's used for. Oh, we could think cornmeal, corn on the cob, whatever it would be, corn flour, corn oil. How about this one? Ethanol. Okay? The same disaster that's going on with the wheat crop, that we now have evidence that the wheat crop is destroyed. It's not just preppers saying, you better be ready, which as usual, we're right. Okay? I've been saying the same thing about the corn crop. Now, I can look at my sweet corn. My sweet corn's about 8 feet high. It's tasseling, it's forming ears, everything like that. That's fine. I'm not in one of these areas that's been devastated by weather. Okay? It's been hot, yes, but we've also got some rain recently, which is perfect timing for the corn. But what about farmers who have massive fields of corn? I mean, drive through the Midwest. I mean, I don't care. Drive through Pennsylvania, drive through Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa. I mean, we grow a lot of corn, and it's been devastated by the weather. Imagine what happens to fuel prices if there is no ethanol. You ever go to one of these gas stations where you fill up, obviously, and you get your 87 or your 89 or your 93, depending on where you are. I know some places are 85 octane and all this sort of stuff. And they all say 10% ethanol. Now, around here, they also have gas stations that have 100% gas, no ethanol in it, because a lot of boats and things like that need to have straight gas. Take a look at what the difference in price is. Around here, straight gas is about 60 cents more expensive a gallon. Okay? Now, right now, gas is cheap. It's about I think I saw $2.89 yesterday when I was out. But 100% gas was about $3.50. Now let's go back into Joe's wonderful economy. And let's say, because summer blend is coming soon, and that means the gas prices go up. Okay. Now all of a sudden you're paying $4 or $5 a gallon of gas again because we don't have the ethanol. We don't have the corn oil to cook things, your fried foods, what restaurants use, anything. We don't have the cornmeal. There's a whole, dog food has a lot of corn in it. I've mentioned this before. You go through your pantry and see how many things have any sort of corn product or corn byproduct in it. If the corn crop gets devastated, not if, when, the corn crop gets devastated like the wheat crop has been, and all of a sudden they're saying there is none, we are in for a world of trouble. It's Saturday, it's grocery shopping day for a lot of people. Just a suggestion, buy an extra bag of flour today, just because you can, okay? You may have, hopefully you already have 30, 40 pounds in your pantry, if not more, okay? Get an extra bag today. Get an extra 10 pounds or 20 pounds of it, put it up. Buy some cornmeal, buy some corn oil, some vegetable oil, whatever oil you use. Because again, remember the snowball effect to this. If people use corn oil normally, and there isn't any, they're going to use vegetable oil or whatever at a similar price. So what's that going to do? That's going to cause a shortage in the other things as well. You got to look that one step forward. That's what preppers do. We anticipate what the problem is, and we prepare for it, so when the problem actually hits, we're not affected. This is how it goes. I don't worry about them having wheat berries. I know they've got boatloads and they're adding more to it. Not a problem whatsoever. But when it ain't there, you can't get it. And every one of us knows somebody out there who is like, I'm not going to worry. Everything's good. Joe will fix it. We all know those people. The prices are up, but we still have everything. Just like the USDA says. At the moment, there's no significant food shortages. True. Okay. Doesn't mean that same sentence is going to be said next week. And that's what we have to concern ourselves with. We're already in trouble with wheat. Corn is next. Be prepared.